Hey everybody, happy Monday. I hope that you had a nice weekend and you are ready to go for another week. So today we are going to start our inquiry, I guess you could call it, into Greek and Latin root words. So each week when we have class on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, we will introduce new Greek and Latin root words and suffixes and prefixes, and then we will practice with them throughout the week and do an activity with them on Friday. And then after a few weeks worth, we will have a quiz over them and so on and so forth. So today we're actually just doing three because last week was a short week. So when we introduced it to the A-Day students, it was a shorter week. So we're just going to do three for you as well so that we're all on the same page. So you're just going to go to right here where it says a lesson 1. And as this pulls up, you will see it is a Google slide. So what this will do is each week it will have more words added to it, and it kind of works as a running sort of notebook for you, a digital notebook, if you will, of the Greek and Latin roots and affixes that we're using. It is a little bit tricky to see, so my recommendation for you is to click on this blue link right here. Do not make a copy of it because that will unlink it from your Canvas, but if you click on this link right here, it should open for you in a full window. Now, your Greek and Latin roots, on each slide, I have listed kind of a code so that you know what type of a word it is. So for example, our first one is auto, and there's a P up here in the corner because auto is a prefix. So I will provide you with the definition, some example words, and an example sentence for you to write down. As we go through these, feel free to pause the video and jot them down, and then restart the video when you are ready to move on. So our first word is auto, and auto means self. So Greek and Latin root words kind of work together like puzzle pieces where you can stack them on top of each other and they become a full word. So anytime that you see auto, it's going to have something to do with self. So if you think about an autobiography, that is one of our example words, and the example sentence, many famous people choose to write autobiographies about their lives. So an autobiography is a story that you write about your own life. So it's about your self's life, right? An autocracy is a government where all of the power is held within basically one person, so kind of like a dictatorship. So again, the power belongs to that self, right? That one person. And then you have automaton, which is basically like a machine that operates as if as a person would. So kind of like if you've seen stories about those very realistic and very lifelike robots, that's an automaton. And so again, it's a machine, but it has a sense of self. Even a word like automobile, if you think about that, you wouldn't necessarily think that automobile has anything to do with the self, but automobiles move themselves, right? There's nothing that pulls them if they're in working conditions. So as opposed to previously, before cars were invented, a carriage had to be pulled by a horse. An automobile was something that propelled itself and went on its own. So that is what auto means. Feel free to pause the video if you need more time to write things down, and then restart when you are ready to move on. Our next word is bio, and bio is a root word. So a root word means that it can have things added to the beginning of it or added to the end of it. A prefix can only be added to the beginning of words, and a suffix can only be added to the end of words. So bio means life, and some example words are biology, biography. Biology is the study of life processes. A biography, again, is the story of someone's life. And like we just talked about on the last slide, if you tack the word auto on there, then it becomes the story of your own life, your self's life. And then a biome is basically an environment in which the plants and animals that live there are specially suited to live in that environment. So the example sentence is many birds live in the rainforest biome. So birds that have adapted to be ideally conditioned to live in the rainforest, that's where they live. So that is bio. And again, feel free to pause if you need to copy any of these down. Okay, our last one for this week is logi, and this is a suffix, so you're always going to see this at the end of words. And logi means the study of. So some example words would be biology. Again, we mentioned that is the study of life processes. So we just talked about bio, meaning life. Okay, and then we have logi, meaning the study of. So even if you had never seen this word before, and most of us probably have seen it before, but let's say that you hadn't, if you knew that bio meant life and you knew that logi meant study, then you could pretty much figure out that biology was going to mean life study or the study of life. Anthropology is the study of humans and their cultures, both past and present. And then you see meteorology there. That would be the study of atmospheric conditions, weather patterns, things like that. Then your example sentence, the anthropology department is excavating the ruins of an ancient town. So that's something that anthropologists tend to do. They, like I said, look at sort of human cultures, past and present. Go ahead and pause if you need to get everything copied down, and then go ahead and resume the video when you are ready to move on. Okay, so that is basically what Mondays will look like with our Greek and Latin roots and affixes. So we will put them up on the screen, you'll copy them down, and then you can just hit the submit button up here, and that just sort of turns it in for the week. Then every week, like I said, we will add on to it, so you will continue to add on to your document here. So that's it. That's kind of like our bell work, if you will. If you were in person, it would be your bell work. But obviously, since you guys are virtual, it's sort of just your warm-up. Okay, so now that you are finished with your sort of warm-up, bell work, whatever you want to think of it as, the Greek and Latin roots and affixes, we are going to move on to the rest of the agenda. I'm just going to go over it with you briefly just to kind of give you an overview of what you'll be doing, and then remember that every assignment has its own instructions video that's linked to it, so you can just go through, and as you go through your agenda, click on the assignment, and it will have a video instruction that goes with it. So the next thing that we're going to do is our article of the week. Remember, we talked last week about how this will be assigned every Monday and be due every Friday. So even if we only have class on Tuesday and Thursday in a week, you will still be assigned an article of the week on Monday, and it will still be due on Friday. And I will always have them linked. There's a module. If you go over here to modules, there is an article of the week module right here. So they will always be published there, but I will also post just a general reminder that the article of the week is available on Mondays, so that if you want to start working on it on Monday, you can. This is something that, I don't give a ton of time in class for. Obviously, you guys are at home, so just kind of plan out when in your week you want to work on it, and if you want to kind of break it up, read it one day, respond to it the next day, however you want to do that. So go ahead and click on that, and all of the instructions are there. Then if you did not go through the Schaefer method notes on Thursday, or if you just need a quick refresher of them, you can pull those out, because you will need those to do your article of the week response. So if for some reason you haven't gone over those notes yet, then I would suggest sort of switching up the order, doing the notes first and then doing the article of the week. And then your last assignment is the personal mantra assignment. And I know that some of you have already done that or have already started on it, but I think I only have one turned in right now. So it's definitely something that you need to finish and get turned in. And as a reminder, you are writing a paragraph using the Schaefer method in response to your personal mantra as well. Okay. If you have questions, I have a Zoom. I will put the link for the Zoom down here. It's 8:45 to 9:50. It's 8:45 to 9:05. So if you have any questions, call into that, or you can send me an email. You can message me on Canvas. You can send me a Google chat. I mean, honestly, whatever it takes to get in touch so that I can give you some help. Make sure as well that you're going to your grades and checking your grades. I have gone in and updated them. Let me switch over to student view really quick so that I can show you what to look for without exposing any of your grades. Okay. So this is just like a test student. So when you click on grades, and unfortunately, I haven't pretended to turn anything in as the test student, so there's nothing in here. But make sure that you check, is your letter to teacher turned in? Is your This Is Me video turned in? Those are the two big ones from last week that should be turned in, and if they're not, then you're going to have a 0 in the grade book for them, okay? And since those are the only two grades, if you have a 0 for either one of those, then you're probably, your grade's probably not looking in a super great shape. So just be sure that you are getting those done. Remember the This Is Me video, you turn that in on Flipgrid. And I would honestly, if you didn't turn it in yet, or if you forgot to comment on someone's and you need to do some comments, I would suggest shooting me an email and letting me know, hey, I did my comments, or hey, I uploaded it, just because I don't get notifications on it like I would in Canvas. All the rest of this stuff that's in here has not been graded yet, so don't worry if it doesn't show anything, okay? All of your letters to teachers, I left a comment, I responded, so you should see like a little dialogue box right here, and if you click on that, it'll show you the feedback that I left you, the comment that I left you, and you're welcome to comment back. Some of you I asked follow-up questions, some of you I just, it just kind of depended on what you put in the letter, what I responded, so be sure to check out that feedback as well. If you guys have any questions, please let me know. Otherwise, have a wonderful Monday, and I will talk to you all on Wednesday.